Hey, you saw in this video making profits on a small budget. I'm going to be readdressing a question I was asked. So last time I was asked, was there a way to make any money on a small budget? And I done the video how I would stack on a low budget, but the individuals recontacted me and asked if he was on an actual small budget and wanted to make a profit, how could he go about doing that? So I'm assuming he wants to either purchase coins, i.e. collector coins or government minted coins, and then be able to go on and sell them for a small profit. And I don't know, rinse and repeat the cycle and the likes of. So straight off the bat, I would say doing it offers many complications because it's not as simple as it seems. Otherwise everybody would be doing it. I mean, we all want to buy low and sell high, but as you found out, it's not the easiest thing to do, especially when we're looking at metals. Metals are very volatile, but I'm going to give, if anything, I've got two main things that I would say you could focus on that could help you to go on and do that. Now, straight off the bat, as we all know, it's not something that could easily be done. Otherwise, everybody and anybody would be doing it. But there are a couple of hustles that you can do that not everybody is either tapping into or is fully aware of. A couple of the stumbling blocks when you do aim to do this is always going to be from a European perspective. I mean, in the UK, we're charged high VAT, and we all know, or those that do know that you can purchase from Europe at a much lower VAT. You know, it's rare you'll get no VAT whatsoever, but the premiums are also lower. So it makes it a much more attractive option than purchasing in the UK. In the Americas and the likes of, there's a lot of competition on the online stores, and some of the best places when online companies are doing free shipping and the likes of. But I'll break into what the main two things that I could only contribute as to how I could see you making profits on a small budget. So once again, if we're looking at the 5 coins that an individual will be picking up once a month, first thing I would say is, if you want to be looking at it different, even when I do a transaction or a trade and I'm aiming for more ounces, that's my eureka moment right there, when I'm able to turn 100 ounces into 200 ounces, for instance. On a smaller budget, I would say you want to be looking or getting that same feeling when you're able to acquire 5 coins, but after selling, basically the 5th one was free. That it, you know, we're working on a much smaller scale here, and I'm aware of that, but I'm hopefully you're also aware of that. So, you know, it'd be fantastic if individuals can also put in the comments of ways that they could see or able to make profits on a small budget, be it with collector coins or just government bullion coins or just metals in general. How could you make profits on a smaller budget? But one of the main things to focus on here, as I was just mentioning, is buying your coin low and selling high, which is a no-brainer really. A couple of the things that stop that happening is normally when we're taking into account the shipping when you're picking up coins. Now in America, for instance, or anywhere worldwide, one of the ways you can eliminate shipping straight away is buying from a coin store or local coin store. As you're in person, you're excluding shipping. Now that's not an option available to a lot of individuals, but you know, straight away off the bat, if you're able to do that, you're in a fantastic strong position to be able to go on, as I'm going to explain, and make more profits at a later date when you come time to sell. But that's one way of doing it, and that's going to be the best way. Each way I'm going to explain is going to take a lot of legwork on your end, because you're technically creating a situation that isn't available at the moment. You know, you're creating the environment for yourself, because, you know, if it was that simple, we'd all be doing it. The last thing you want to do is be a small fish in a big pond. So when I say that, you don't want to take your newfound venture onto eBay, where there's many big whales who pick up monster boxes and can afford to do competitive prices. You know, they're not making actually pennies, but very competitive. They've got a long-standing customer base, all the reviews and history that they need, and they're the one-stop shop. You can create a better situation for yourself with these couple of pointers I'm going to be pointing out. So eliminating shipping definitely goes on. It's one of the biggest things that can be raising the cost of a coin when you do purchase it. In Europe, you know, what we do here is we purchase from, in the UK, we purchase from European dealers. One thing I do with an individual, I've got a little relationship going on with a friend of mine, is whenever I do a trade and the dealer covers the shipping, I'll make him aware of this. And for instance, in one of my last trades, he went on to purchase 5 of these Queen's Beast Dragon coins. So now, at the time of releasing this video, the Dragon coin from a dealer in the UK or even on eBay is give or take anywhere from £46 to £50. Now I know when he purchased the coins off of the dealer, he got them for, I believe it was £34 sterling. So it's a saving straight away off the bat. But when he doesn't need to take into some places in Europe, the shipping's anywhere from €12 to €24. I can't remember what it was with the specific dealer, but he saved off that cost straight away. So that's a way you can save. So there are options either when you're going in store, and then when you're going in store, it's always about the premiums also. So when you're looking for the lowest price, you're technically doing that. You're looking for the lowest price, but whenever something like shipping is excluded off of that, it's also a bonus that can go on to be put in your pocket once you come time to sell. So that's the main thing you'll want to be doing. As I mentioned, in Europe, there's ways to do it where I do some piggy banking for quite a few of my friends. You'll just have to either one, create a situation for yourself or jump on board in the current situation. But if you can scrap shipping straight off the bat, that's going to be one of the best ways that you could be making profits off a small budget, you know, getting it low and then not taking that into account. Now the next main important one is going to be who you're actually selling to. So I would recommend creating your own buyers list, and you're going to want to do that on friends and family. Now why you'll want to do that is because you're creating your own environment as opposed to going into one that's well established and it's just like a maze of a, you know, like as I mentioned, you don't want to be a small fish in a big pond. If you look at eBay already and you go in there and you type in whatever you're going to be selling, there'll be more than enough individuals that are going to, it's very rare you're going to find a niche little market and be able to smuggle your way in and make a killing. So it's best if you just create that situation for yourself. I've always said, and I do this unwillingly and unconsciously, but I do make a small profit of individuals that purchase coins off me every other month when they've got some spare change. And I do a thing where in the UK I'll match whatever the cheapest they can find on eBay is, or whatever the current decent dealer we compare prices against is, and just do it a couple of pounds lower than that. And if you're doing that on a small budget, for instance, and you're picking up 5 coins, that can definitely go on to help you if you're undercutting the eBay sellers and dealers. And what you've then got is a constant buyer's book, for instance, of give or take, I would say you'd need 4 to 5 friends. Now, you'd find that is daunting, but it's going to be a lot easier than going onto eBay and competing with some of these big dealers and private individuals that have been selling on there for a lot longer. So you really need to ask yourself, if you do want to do it, it's going to take a lot more legwork on your end, but it can also go on to pay off a lot more. As I've mentioned, I've got individuals that just for the ease and the peace of mind have no problem purchasing the odd coin off of me here and there, and they'll contact me. It can be somewhat of an inconvenience for me, but if I was looking at on a much smaller scale, I'm technically making a 3 ounce on every 4th coin that I sell privately to friends or family. So now those are the 2 things that you'd want to be focusing on if you're on a very small budget. There's not that much that you can really do. It's not a one-stop shop, do this and do this. Your best bet is always going to be either save your money and then go on to buy a lot more, for instance, like a tube, because you've got a lot more to play with, because then all you need to really focus on is buying the cheapest seller, and then, you know, whatever shipping is, as it's spread over so many coins, it's not going to be as intense, and then you can go on to sell depending on where you are in the country or the planet. But if you're on a small budget and you've just got a few coins, say for instance 5 was mentioned, creating your own buyers list is going to be a lot easier. You know, individuals, I've always said, if they knew about metals, they would definitely own metals. So, you know, if you could bring it to people's attentions, whether it's family, and be very transparent, the last thing you want to do is fleece them, you know. Just bring it to their attention. You know, for all the pumpers and everybody that says he's a bad person, I believe the Mike Maloney little web clips that he done, The Hidden Secrets of Money. I think if each individual can definitely take something away from it if he's not pumping or you don't believe he is. It's a good little watch for individuals to just do a little catch up on, because once individuals know about metals, it's definitely something that I believe every individual should own on the planet. So you could go about educating individuals and then making them aware that you're also selling some, and obviously give them an option to come on board and buy at a much larger scale at a later date. Be extremely transparent, be moral, don't be immoral, and you know, it's definitely an option that can keep you going and increase your ounce count for free. So that's one of the only few ways that I know that you can actually make profits on a small budget, but it'd be fantastic if anybody else could add on to it. So hate or love it, guys. It'd be fantastic to know what you think. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys in the rebound.